Hi friends, I am down in my basement. The lighting is not good down here. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, but I'm working on a project. You can see it kind of back here. This was an idea that I've had for several months now, and I've been trying to plan it in my head. And I started working on it last night, and I didn't film any of last night because I knew it was going to be too hard to film. But what I want to do is, if you remember last spring and summer, I had gnome villages out on my deck and in different areas of my home. It was kind of my summer theme. Well, I decided that I wanted to make one big gnome village using all of my gnomes, or most all of my gnomes, down in my family room downstairs in what I call my cozy corner. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I've gotten done so far. Basically, all I did last night was I took a piece of this, it's like an AstroTurf type rug. This is the packaging. It was an indoor-outdoor rug, and it looks like grass. You use it for camping or whatever. And it was a big piece. It was a 6x8 piece. And so I had to cut it down to where it would fit on the top of my hope chest here. And I wanted it to look kind of like there was like rolling hills or whatever. And so I basically, all I have done is that. Now I did pick this, if you guys remember, I did this last year. I made this little gnome setting in a book. And I do know that I'm like pretty sure I want it back in that corner. But this corner's dark. It's always dark in this basement. And I really wanted it to be nice and light and bright. And I was really racking my brain as to how to add a lot of light to this corner. Now I do have Christmas tree lights, which I'm going to use, but I've used those in the past, and it just kind of makes like a subtle tone of light. It doesn't really make it bright. So I thought about using this lamp. This is usually upstairs in my living room, because it's the only like tall skinny lamp that I have. I have a lot of ideas of what I want to do. Like I've got all of this stuff. All of these things down here are gnome villages and things. I don't know if I'll even be able to use everything on here. And it's going to take me probably several days to get this the way I want it. So I'm going to try to film as much of it as I can and try to explain as I'm going along as much as I can. But we'll just see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to have fun with it. And hopefully it turns out as cute as what my brain thinks. I'm envisioning things, and I don't know if I can make it live up to what my vision of it is. But anyway, let me go ahead and get my tripod set up. And I do have this light ring. Get that set up and get started on this. Okay, so I shut the camera off when I filled with that because it took me forever to figure out how to get that lamp and the little book scene to fit in that little corner and to look good. I'm happy with that, and I think with that lamp and some Christmas tree lights, it's going to be nice and bright over here. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of organize my thoughts and figure out kind of how I want to do this, and when I'm ready for the next step, I'll bring you back. have the little village on top of the hill kind of positioned where I want it. Of course, I'll probably tweak it as we go. This is actually a remnant of a piece of linoleum that we had that Scott just got done putting down in our bathroom. And I'm gonna cut a narrow strip, and maybe like a little bit winding, to have a road that runs through the village. So I was able to get it done in one afternoon. I was really envisioning more to this, but I ran out of space. It's like I wish I could like add on to this end, because I wanted to do like a pond, and I have another house that's like this that I couldn't fit on here. But anyway, this is the room I had, so this is what I did. And these are just all things that I used last year, and I just incorporated them in a different way. I used the ladybug crossing. Olivia painted those ladybugs last year. So yeah, I think it turned out super cute. And I think that lamp, it just kind of blends in. You don't really notice it, and it adds a lot of light. And Scott came and looked at it and he said, "Oh, is that the sun?" I'm like, yeah, we can call it the sun. It's the Gnome Village sun. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really had a fun time putting this together, and I'm sure that as the summer goes on, I may add some things to it. So it's been a couple of days, and like I usually do, I will tweak things, and I ended up adding this other strand of Christmas lights along the front. The bottom part of this just needed some more illumination. And then today, Olivia, when she saw what I did with this gnome village, she got very inspired to do something similar in her bedroom. But she loves fairies. She's always loved fairies. When she was a little girl, they were her favorite toys. She had all the Tinkerbell movies, and she kept her fairies. So she made a fairy garden up in her room, and I will show that to you at the end of this video. But anyway, I took her over to Dollar General today to pick up a few things for her fairy garden, because I got pretty much all of my gnome things either at the Dollar Tree or at the Dollar General. So anyway, when I was over there and she was looking at the fairy stuff, I picked up a couple more things to add to my gnome garden, and more gnome village, I should say. And yeah, so let me go ahead and we'll put the new pieces in. So the first new addition that I picked up at the Dollar General was this little bridge, and I thought, oh, that would be perfect for my ladybug crossing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on here and have the ladybugs, hopefully they will, oh yeah, they will, put them on so that they can safely cross the road. The next piece I got was this mushroom clothesline, and it will go really well in this part of the village up here because those are smaller gnomes. So I'm just going to go ahead and place this clothesline. The next piece I picked up was this little table with the teapot on it, and I'm going to put it over here by the twins so they can come outside and have a tea party if they want to, or have their afternoon tea outside. And then the last piece I bought was this little path, and I'm going to put this path over here. As you can see, there's a little hidden door for the gnomes to get. There's like a passageway to get up to the top section of the gnome village up there. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this little path down here. I'll probably tuck part of it underneath the road so that you can't see it. I decided to leave it on top of the road because this is kind of the end of the road anyway. It like dead ends into this little gnome's house right here. So I'm just going to put her here. And as you can see, she's got her little frog friend right there. And I'm going to put this little guy back over here. And I think I'm going to go ahead, I took the rocks off just temporarily. I'm going to put some of those back along the edge, and then I'm going to kind of just fill in this area with the rocks too, to let the gnomes know that this is the end of the road and they need to walk up the path to go to the smaller gnome village that's up high. Okay, so those are I'm going to say the final touches for this video. I may spend all summer tweaking this, adding things, taking things away. I don't know. I just really enjoy doing this type of stuff, using my imagination. You can't really even see this little hedgehog guy. Put him out here. He's this guy's pet or friend. I don't know if you will have noticed, but this toad house is different. This is the toad house that I made, and the one that I originally put here was the one that Olivia made. And I told her that when she decided she wanted to do her fairy garden, I told her that if she wanted to use her house that she had made, then she could just trade and put the one I made on here. So that's why, if you noticed, that's why that is different. But anyway, that's it. That's got to be the end. I will come on, and the next clip you'll see is I will show you Olivia's fairy garden creation up in her room. So this is Olivia's fairy garden. Like I said, she still has all of her fairies from when she was a little girl. And I don't know the fairies, but she does. But, you know, Tinkerbell is a tinker fairy. So she has all the little, and Tinkerbell likes to collect things and shiny things. So she has all these little things, and there's Tinkerbell's hammer. Olivia made that out of a twig and a little stone. And this is the Tinkerbell house that Olivia made last year. And all of the fairies have flowers that match their outfits. So there's Tinkerbell's. This is the water fairy, and she's next to a well with pearls and mushrooms, and she's got the blue flowers. This is the flower fairy. Of course, she has all the flower stuff. And this is the light fairy. She just made the yellow flowers as to represent the light. It was hard for her to think of something for the light. And then this is Fawn, the animal fairy, and her flowers next to her are in the autumn colors because that's what she wears, and she's got her ladybug friend. And then way up there is the wind fairy, and she's kind of standoffish and a little bit stuck up, so she's up in the tree all by herself. I think Olivia did a great job. I think this is so cute. She and I both had a lot of fun working on our little villages.